In my opinion, everyone goes through a culture shock cycle, and the best possible outcome is positively going through this whole cycle. Unfortunately, if you're not intentional with your pre-trip preparations and your post-trip reflections, you won't make it through the whole thing, and it could impact how you look back on this trip. First is the honeymoon phase. This is usually early on in your trip. Everything is wonderful. You find yourself saying things like, the food is so much better here, the fruit is so much fresher, the weather is so great, they never get snow. People are so friendly. They just invite us into their homes and give us food to eat. But in a couple days, we enter the conflict phase. And in this phase, we start saying things like, I thought the church service was supposed to start 20 minutes ago. How come the pastor is just talking to his friends? Why is everyone so late all the time? Why are we moving sand and gravel with 5-gallon buckets when we could be renting a U-Haul to move it all in one trip? Next is the acceptance phase. This will require you to be a little bit more introspective. In this phase, you'll start asking yourself questions like, why do I value time over relationships with people? Am I missing out on the journey or the process when I just try to get things done in the fastest way possible and get to the finish line? Finally is the integration phase. And in this phase, this is the key to how you will look back on your trip. And this is really the key to the trip never being over. In this phase, you will look at your life and say, where do I have the opportunity to value people over time? Or how can I take what I've learned in this culture and blend it with my own culture? A couple things about this cycle. You likely won't reach the integration phase until after you're home, which means that you need to be really intentional when you get home about how you're going to process what God was trying to teach you. Do you have people that you can process that with? How you experience the trip also has to do with how you prepare. Are you preparing yourself spiritually? Are you inviting God into every piece of the preparation? Your team is going to experience each phase at different timing too. So how will you meet each other where you are at and support each other as you navigate these different phases in different timing?